Okay, this is Paul Gregg. It's been a while since I made a video, and I'm going to try out my new microphone and do a short video on how to make track ties. I'm working on a STEM course, and I was designing a cart that's made out of wood. It seems like some people don't want to learn to weld. They probably should learn to weld steel. But so I designed a couple of carts that are made of fastened wood. But I was going to, I'm making a little short track to do some testing on. So what we're talking about today is the PVC rails, 1.5 inch nominal diameter, and the 2x4 track ties that hold the track together. So to make these track ties, we cut cups on the ends of these ties to fit the rails into. And the outer diameter of the PVC pipe is 1.9 inch, and so we just use a 2-inch hole saw to cut the cups on the end of those. It results in a stronger track to tie joint if you use cups on the end, cup shape on the end. So getting right into it, this is how I do it. The most important thing is to keep the rails a consistent distance apart, the track gauge. And for this project, my track gauge is 18 inches, and I made a little jig. It has 2 steel pins in it that are exactly 18 inches apart. And so this 2x4 stock here is going to result in a bunch of roughly 16-inch long track ties with cupped ends. And the important thing is that those cupped ends are the same distance apart every time. So I made a jig, which you put it onto a 2x4, and then you tap both of these steel pieces. That puts a little mark on the edge of the 2x4. and then you move it along, and you find the last little divot, and put one of the steel pins in that divot, and then tap the one that's 18 inches away. And so you have a 2x4 with little divots on the edge that are exactly 18 inches away, or very close tolerance. And then you need a good hole saw, one that's as deep as you can get. This one is a Lennox bimetal 2-inch hole saw. I like it. I have other ones with fewer teeth, and I just like this one. Seems to cut really well. And the depth is about 1.7 inches, so it can almost go through a 3.5 inch. If you cut from one side and then turn it over and cut from the other side, they almost meet. And it's not hard to clean up that little burr that's left. You can separate them if you press on your drill press a little bit. You need a drill press and a clamp or some system to make the board vertical. And I use a level out here and some kind of support at the other end of the stock 2x4, so that the drill press is cutting an orthogonal cut relative to the 2x4. You make these little divots. You put the pilot drill for the hole saw right on that divot as close as you can, and then drill through until it won't cut anymore. And that's about halfway. It's almost halfway. And then take the 2x4 out, and you can use that pilot hole. You use a drill and extend it to the other side, so then you can turn the whole 2x4 over and cut from the other side. And I hope that's a good enough explanation. There is a little burr between the two cuts, but it turned out really well, and I'm anxious to build a track with these track ties. So that's all. Thank you for listening.